Hi, and welcome back to the Autumn Acorn Knits podcast. This is episode 15. My name is Judy. I'm coming to you today from the craft loft in the house in New Hampshire. And I didn't get to podcast last week because I was in Connecticut babysitting my granddaughter. And so I was able to just do some vlogging while I was there, and that way you can get to see a little bit about a little bit of my trip. And on the way home, I also stopped in at Webb's yarn store, so I did some footage from there, which I hope you enjoy. All of that will be at the end of this regular episode. So it is June 16th, 2018. I just had my last day of the school year on the 12th, and so that means I'll have a lot more free time for doing all the things I love, like crafting and podcasting and just getting a lot of things done that I don't get to during the school year. So that's exciting, but I can talk more about that at the end. So let's start with some acquisitions. The first thing that I bought, I think, was a necessity. I've been telling you about my knitting needle dilemma and the problem I've been having with my Knitter's Pride wooden interchangeable set. And since they keep breaking, no matter what I'm knitting, no matter what type of yarn I'm knitting with, it doesn't matter, no matter the project, they seem to be breaking at the join. And since I've bought them, I've returned, I want to say 3 tips, and I have another to return as well. And I've been reading and hearing that this is a common problem with the Knitter's Pride Royale set. So yeah, needless to say, I'm pretty disappointed. They were a gift, but they were $100 plus. And I feel like they were a waste of money. So anyway, I reached out to you guys to ask what would be a better set to purchase, and one that will break, and one that I will like the join to the cable, and one that I will actually like the cable. So a lot of you suggested ChiaoGoo, and in fact Cindy, one of my Facebook group friends, wrote to me and gave me, she's done a lot of research on this topic. She's had 4 or 5 different sets of interchangeable needles that she's tried, and in the end her favorite set was the ChiaoGoo twist red lace sets. They have several sets. They have a small set which has US sizes 2 to 7. They have a large set which has US sizes 9 to 15. And then you can get the complete set, so that would be US sizes 2 to 15. They also have a new interchangeable sock needle set. So what I purchased was the small set, and they also come in steel or bamboo, which obviously I chose steel because I just don't want to risk any needles breaking. So they also have, you have a choice of the 4-inch or the 5-inch needle tips. I chose the 5-inch. And the best part is, not only is this the best needle set you can buy, the individual sets, so whether you get the small or the large, are only $67 each. Or you can buy, like I said, the complete set, which is sizes 2 to 15, and that's only $109. And that's a lot of needles, and along with that you get 6 cords. So here it is. It comes in this beautiful case, very sturdy fabric case with a zipper here, and the inside has room for your needles. Right now I'm using the size 4s. And then room on the other side to add additional needles, which I think is really neat. I love how the pockets are labeled already with the size of the needle that you need, or that you're putting in, so that you don't have to guess. I have been just thrilled so far with these needles. They're not too sharp, but they're not too dull, so just right. They're not going to hurt you. They come with, like I said, you have the zipper pouch, which has your cables, and they don't get twisted. They go right back to their original shape really easily. They're nice and thin. I just think they're perfect. They come with a size 14-inch, 22-inch, and 30-inch cable. And yeah, so the join is very smooth. Everything so far about these needles is fabulous. Highly recommend. They also come with some of your tighteners and some of the tips for the very end of the needle. Just for fun, they come with a needle gauge. They also have, they just gave you some stitch markers just because. And yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be the needle set that I have forever, like for the rest of my life. There's not one thing about them that I don't love so far. And I started a project with them just so that I could really say that, you know, I've used the needles and how great they are. So I'll show you what I'm working on with those needles. Well, it doesn't look like much yet, but yeah, I just started. I actually started this project, wow, a couple of weeks ago, and this was when I actually had the needle break incident. But also, on top of the needle break incident, I ended up twisting my stitches. There's a couple hundred of stitches on here, and somehow, I haven't really done this very often in my knitting life, but I twisted them, and I had gotten pretty far on this, so I was really disappointed. I had been further than this and I had to tear it out. But I started over with my new needles, and so far, yeah, I'm really happy. Really happy with how it's going. The only thing I'm not really happy about is the material. It seems a little holey to me, and a little see-through, and it doesn't look that way in the picture. So I'm working on the Silken Straw Summer Sweater. Here's a picture. And to me that fabric looks a lot more solid than mine, and I just don't understand it. So we'll see how this goes. I may end up redoing it, or maybe once it is washed. I don't know, does silk, did I say linen before? I hope not. This is silk. Does silk bloom? I have no idea. If you know that, please let me know. Maybe silk blooms. Maybe the stitches will all get nice and even and plump once it's washed and blocked. I have no idea. This is my first time knitting with silk, but I really like it a lot. Yeah, it's beautiful. I've shown you this already, so I won't talk about it a lot because I've already told you what it is, but anyway, we'll see how this goes. I wasn't really going to talk about my works in progress right now, but I did. Sorry. I'm all over the place again. That seems to be the theme. So anyway, super excited about this needle set, and if any of you are looking for a needle set and don't want to do the research, thank you to Cindy for doing all that for me. Cindy, you are a doll. thank you. I bought a new planner while I was in Connecticut. My daughter and I went to TJ Maxx. I love TJ Maxx. And I already have a planner that I picked up like at the dollar store. Seriously, it's just a cheapo. But it was a mess, and I just really felt like I needed to be more organized. So I found this, it was a little too bright for me. Just a little too much. So I had this handmade paper and out in the barn. So I went out there and found a piece that I thought looked just gorgeous. Look at that. So pretty. And, you know, nice and simple and plain so that it wasn't just so busy and crazy colorful. And I covered this planner, so, yeah. Okay, put that back on. Here's the inside cover. And it has both 2018 and 2019. At least it starts in August, so I just need to come up with something for July. But I like that the squares for the month at a glance are nice and big. But even more important, I like that it has a section in the back where you have a lot of space to write your bullet journal, your to-do list, or whatever else you want to plan for. So pretty cool. I'm really happy with this journal, and it was very, very inexpensive, maybe $8 or something like that. So that worked out well. I also got this really pretty bed tray. I've been wanting a bed tray for a while, and I've been looking at consignment stores and tag sales, but I couldn't find anything big enough. But I found this one again at TJ Maxx, and I thought it was a really pretty rich wood and just perfect for having my coffee, my knitting project, or my planner, or whatever I'm working on, maybe my reading glasses or a book on there, so that if I'm in bed or even sitting up here in my chair, I have a nice work surface. Also really great to take photos on if you're taking an overlay photo from above. So multi-purpose. Can't beat that. While I was away, my Knit Crate, my monthly box from Knit Crate arrived. So this is June's box. And I have mentioned to you before that they had asked me if I would try out their monthly box for 3 months for free if I would just give it a review, and that's what I've been doing each month. This is my final month. I will miss this. I'm going to sign up for it just because I love it so much, but I'm not going to sign up right away. I'll probably wait until fall. But this theme was called Ice Cream, and what you get inside are 2 skeins of Vigilana Sumptuous yarn, 80% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. Fingering weight 100 grams, 440 yards, and the retail value per skein is $24. You also get 2 patterns: a knit pattern by Tyga Hilliard called Minty Fresh, and a crochet pattern by Kalura Hudson called Limoncello. And they are the retail value is $5 per pattern, and you do receive 2. Total retail value is $63. I will give you my code on the show notes on YouTube in the show notes section, so that if you're interested in getting your own monthly Knit Crate box, you can do so, and there is you will get 20% off if you sign up through my affiliate link. Anyway, here is the beautiful yarn in this beautiful mint green color. It does come with 2 hanks. I just love it. It's so pretty. I don't know if I've ever knit in this color, but oh, I love it. And it's so pretty in the box too. And here is the knit design called Minty Fresh. It's a very gorgeous pattern for a shawl. And then here is the crochet pattern for the design called Limoncello, which looks like some sort of summery beach cover-up. But I am most interested in this gorgeous shawl. So that will be the one that I will be knitting. Very exciting. So yeah, that is Knit Crate. You can find them on knitcrate.com if you're interested. So, very fun. Also, while I was away, my bear yarn came for dyeing. As you know, if you've been following me on this podcast journey, several weeks ago I started, or actually it's been a couple of months now, time flies, I started doing some experimenting with kitchen dyeing of yarn. I started out with using food coloring, and then I used some acid dye, and I have been still preparing, and I know it sounds like it's taking me forever, but now that I'm not at work for the summer, I will have a lot more time to do this, to concentrate on this. But I'm also using or experimenting with natural dyeing. I had picked up this really gorgeous book that I showed you on the last episode called The Modern Natural Dyer by Christine Vejar, V-E-J-A-R. And I picked up some cochineal, which is beetles, dried beetles, to start my natural dyeing adventure with. I also plan to pick up some chamomile, some nettle, some madder root, and a bunch of other things that I want to dye with. But to begin with, you need to have what's called bare yarn or undyed wool yarn, or you can dye cotton or linen or silk. So I have been picking mine up from eBay. I found out that a lot of yarn dyers just choose not to disclose their source. And I really feel like it's important for us knitters and dyers and crafters to stick together and help each other out. So I wanted to share with you my source. This is what a hank of fingering weight wool sock yarn looks like. This is the label it comes with. It's called Snow White. I can tell you this is 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon, 440 yards, 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. And I can tell you that the buyer that I purchased from on eBay has an option where you can make an offer, and so, but shipping is expensive. I did negotiate some on shipping. I want to say the first quote was $30, and I got it down to $18 for shipping. Altogether, when you factor in the shipping and the price per hank, it's $6.50. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but, and I know that yarn dyers sell their yarn for between $20 and $25 for a hank. After dyeing the wool, I can understand exactly why they have to charge so much. It is a tremendous amount of work, a tremendous amount of time and energy goes into dyeing each hank. And you have to still buy the materials to do the dyeing with, and the electricity that you're using, and just the entire process from start to finish is a very lengthy one. And so, yes, you can purchase your bare yarn for what seems like a very good price, but by the time you add in all of that extra, you're really not making much for profit. I've also just ordered some yarn from Knit Picks. They also sell the bare wool. So here is some of their wool of the Andes in their sport weight. And I have not dyed with this yet, but I'm very happy with the way that it arrived. I picked up the sport weight and the worsted, which is called Bare Swish. Now, they come in 20 packs, so it's a bit of an investment, but the bare wool of the Andes Sport, this one here, only worked out to about $3.98. No shipping fee for this. So $3.98 per hank is what my cost was. The worsted was more expensive, so that ended up being $6.11 per skein or hank. So yeah, and again, you had to buy that in bulk amounts of 20 hanks. So I will be dyeing up some of that and letting you know what I think. And yeah, so I just thought that it'd be fun to share that with you. So if anyone else is out there looking to dye your own yarn, you know at least where to begin. There may be other sources out there where you can get a better price, perhaps if you order a larger quantity. But to begin with, I thought that this was the best way to go. So the last thing that I have acquired were some things that Joe bought me. He surprised me the other day and he said, "Hey honey, look, I bought you something." And I'm like, "Okay, what is it?" And he said, "I bought you stickers." And here's the sticker he bought me. He bought me 3 just in case this one wore out. He said, "Bury me with my yarn." So I thought that was so cute. Yeah, thank you, Joe. You're a love. He also bought me, and I love these little, I don't know what they're called, but these little packages. Can you see that? It says Mother of All Tags. So he bought me the Mother of All Tags. 12 waterproof pre-strung tags for labeling your hand-spun yarn. Use with Sharpie permanent markers. GuslerDesign.com. 100% Philly made recyclable. www.guslerdesign.com. So they are indeed waterproof and all of that other stuff. They're made of this really cool, it's not paper, I can't even explain it. But they say WPI, which is what, wraps per inch, method / plies, length, weight, and date, hand spun with love. So I said to my sweetie, I said, "Sweetie, I don't hand spin. I don't know how to spin yarn. I've never spun yarn, but I love the tags, and I can use them for my own yarn when I dye it, and I can just cross off spun and change it to dyed." So we got a kick out of that, and he was a good sport about it and said, "Well, I didn't know." So thank you, love. That was it for acquisitions. Works in progress. You've already seen the Silken Straw Summer Sweater. That was a free pattern. I got it by buying a kit at the New Hampshire Sheep and Wool Festival a couple weeks ago. The other design is my own pattern design, which I hope to be releasing on the 21st of June, which I don't want to show you too much, but it has grown exponentially. It is a shawl, and it is probably going to be massive. I would just give you a glance. Yeah, massive. Really big. But I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. It is a crochet pattern. My goal is to release 4 patterns a year, one corresponding to each season. So this would be the summer release. So yeah, I'll let you know if that actually happens or not, but I'm hopeful. I hope to be done with it in a couple of days, get it washed and blocked, and the pattern typed up. It's already written. It's already being test crocheted, so we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. Stay tuned for that. Life happenings. Like I said, I went to Connecticut. My daughter and her husband had a wedding to go to in Long Island, so it was a sleepover, I call it. So my baby granddaughter and I had a sleepover. She did fantastic, slept through the night. We had so much fun. And I did, like I said, I vlogged about it, so you can stay after this podcast episode to see some of our adventures. We also, when Kelly got back, we went shopping and we went to the dog park. We took their dog Luna to the dog park, so I added some footage of that. And then on my way home, stopped at Webb's yarn store in Northampton, Mass, which is such a gigantic yarn store and warehouse. It is amazing. So for those of you who've maybe always wanted to go and have never had a chance, I took quite a bit of video footage of the inside of Webb's so that you can pretend you were there. Believe it or not, I must have spent probably a good hour and a half in the store. I left with nothing. Zero, not one thing. I just could not make up my mind. Too many choices, I guess, and I couldn't do it. So I left with nothing, which honestly has never happened. But usually I'm in a much more of a hurry, and I almost think that works for me, where I have to make a decision really quick. Having all that time to think about it just, yeah, gave me the inability to make a choice. Anyway, so then just left and continued my ride back to New Hampshire. My daughter, my youngest daughter, got her license, her driver's license. She is 21 and she suffers from pretty severe anxiety. So it took her longer than normal to get her license, but I knew she'd get it eventually. And she was just so nervous, but she did great. So I'm so proud of her. So good job, Sarah. Nice work. As I mentioned earlier in the podcast, my last day at work was the 13th of June. So just a couple of days ago. And as much as I love my job, I was super excited for it to end, because so yeah, that was really great. So now I have a lot more time to do the things that I want to do. So I think that is it for this episode, because I know when I add on the footage that it's going to make it longer, and I don't want it to be too long. But I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope that you get the chance to do all the crafty things you want to do. And I will put here all of the places you can reach me. I had asked a question on the last podcast on Instagram and Facebook. What is your favorite color to knit or crochet with? And I really do want to ask you that as well. I don't think I asked it on YouTube. If I did ask it, I'm still looking for more responses. So thank you to everyone who already told me your favorite color to work with. But if you could also please leave a comment here on your favorite color to knit or crochet with. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a contest and pick a random winner, and I'll let you know next podcast what you won. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys again next week. Bye! Good morning. It is such a beautiful day today. It's probably 8:30 in the morning, getting ready, just got ready to for the day. We're gonna head out to have lunch somewhere, probably in Lincoln, and it's just a perfect day for that. I'll show you around. Hold on. Hi. Charlie wanted to say hi. I'm here in Connecticut babysitting her, so I won't be able to do my regular podcast, but Charlie wanted to wait. I can't bear it, complained Claire. I'd rather fly my kite. Let's see. Lunch is ready, called Dad. Patty cake, baker's man. It's time for Gooey to have a little lunch. She's ready. What do you think of carrots, strawberries, and chickpeas? Charlie and I are taking a walk, and I just thought I would take you along. And look at the lupins. Lupins are my favorite flower. They're so beautiful. I'm out here in the backyard with Charlie. She just had her dinner, and we took a walk, and then we're going to give her a bath in about an hour and put her to bed. So having a great day so far. Talk to you soon.
Get ready to move your feet to the beat.
Zoom. I wanted to show you how my daughter taught me how to regrow succulents. So she has some here started in her window, as you can see, and all you do is when they fall off of a plant, so if you know one of these falls off, you just lay them all in soil, just like she's done, and then once they get these little, see those little roots, then you just stick them, don't mind my hand, right in the soil, and then they will start to take hold again. You can see she's done that with some of these. So you could have endless succulents if you want, and I just think that's the coolest idea, and I never knew, so I thought I'd share. Bye! You done, baby? Maybe I'll have to this lady because she worked on it before. Yes. much. Give my love to Sharon. Bye-bye, dear. Do they have really tiny tips?
Just as if you were doing it from the right side. Alright, so I go underneath. So you're going to go, you know, in one stitch from the edge. We'll pretend these are skin.
Yeah, I like some of these.
Same thing.
This yarn is too.
So off the, even though what's.
So see, and when you pull it, it just disappears.
Yeah.
And it goes away.
She used to dance. It was amazing. She'd come over to visit nights.
Say so.
I don't know. French police?
So close. Belgian ambulance.
I'm sitting in the back of Joe's truck. He just went in with his friend Howard to look at some things in the store, and I wasn't interested, so I stayed in the car to crochet. But I wanted to show you what I got at this funky little junk shop, basically, that we went to. We're in Maine right now, so we were just at the Kittery Trading Post, and then we stopped into this little, I don't know what you'd call it, but it has everything in it. And I found these awesome wool strands. Beautiful colors. They all look look like they may have been naturally dyed. I don't know, but I plan to use them to embroider on linen. I especially loved this golden kind of color, but honestly, they're all gorgeous. And look what they used. Somebody had used this to organize them, but I love them. So